Throughout history, power has often been measured by crowns, swords, and thrones, but the real levers of influence frequently rested in the hands of women who worked behind the scenes. These women rarely got the headlines, but their fingerprints are all over the most significant political events, wars, and dynastic shifts. They mastered a dangerous game, influencing kings and emperors without officially claiming power. In societies where women were excluded from formal rule, these figures carved out niches of authority through marriage, motherhood, cunning, and sheer determination. Cleopatra VII of Egypt is a prime example. Her story is often boiled down to romance with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, but that misses the point. Cleopatra was a brilliant politician, fluent in several languages, deeply knowledgeable about culture and diplomacy. She used her intelligence and charisma not just to captivate Rome's most powerful men but to secure her kingdom's independence. The alliances she forged were strategic moves in a deadly political chess game. Cleopatra's reign was about survival, power, and legacy, in a time when a woman leading a kingdom was almost unthinkable. Her decisions changed the fate of Egypt and the wider Mediterranean world forever. Moving from Egypt to France, Catherine de' Medici stands as a dark queen who controlled the French throne through her sons. Though she never ruled officially as queen regnant, her influence shaped one of the bloodiest chapters of French history, the Wars of Religion. Known for her ruthlessness and political savvy, Catherine navigated court intrigues, religious factions, and rebellions. She played a key role in the infamous St. Bartholomew's Day massacre, an event that left thousands dead in Paris. Her story is one of a woman fighting to hold power in a fractured kingdom, using any means necessary. She was feared, hated, but undeniably powerful, a master of realpolitik long before the term existed. Far to the east, Empress Dowager Cixi of China wielded enormous influence for almost 5 decades without ever officially ruling as emperor. Starting as a concubine, she maneuvered through palace conspiracies to become the de facto ruler of the Qing dynasty. Cixi's reign saw China confronting modernity and foreign pressures, with wars and rebellions threatening to tear the empire apart. She balanced conservatism with selective reforms, sometimes stalling change, other times pushing modernization quietly behind the scenes. Her leadership style was complex, at once pragmatic and autocratic. While criticized for resisting some reforms, she maintained stability in a chaotic era, proving that female power could be as formidable as any emperor's. In England, Sarah Churchill was a different kind of power behind the throne. As the close confidant and advisor to Queen Anne, she shaped British politics through her sharp wit and political instincts. Sarah's influence extended beyond mere friendship. She helped form the Whig Party and was involved in critical decisions during the early 18th century. Yet, their dramatic falling out shows how fragile such power could be when tied to personal relationships. Queen Emma of Normandy exemplifies how marriage and motherhood could be political tools. Wife to King Nut and mother to Edward the Confessor, she managed to secure her family's position in a time of great upheaval. Emma's political acumen laid the groundwork for England's future, influencing succession and alliances in the volatile years leading up to the Norman conquest of 1066. In ancient times, Hatshepsut boldly broke gender norms by declaring herself Pharaoh of Egypt. Her reign was peaceful and prosperous, marked by grand architectural projects and expanded trade routes. To solidify her authority, Hatshepsut even portrayed herself as male in statues and inscriptions, blending the imagery of kingship with her unique role. Her leadership challenged the status quo and left a lasting legacy. Byzantine Empress Theodora's rise from actress to co-ruler with Emperor Justinian was nothing short of extraordinary. She was deeply involved in governance, and was instrumental in quelling the Nika riots that threatened the empire. Theodora also championed women's rights, pushing for laws that improved their social standing. Her partnership with Justinian reshaped Byzantine law and politics in ways that lasted centuries. Eleanor Roosevelt redefined what it meant to be a First Lady. Far from a ceremonial role, she became a vocal advocate for civil rights, women's rights, and human rights on the world stage. Her work with the United Nations and her role in drafting the Universal Declaration of Human Rights marked her as one of the most influential women of the 20th century, wielding power through activism rather than monarchy. Indira Gandhi, India's first female prime minister, governed with an iron fist, leading her country through wars, economic challenges, and political crises. Her tenure was controversial but undeniably powerful. She was a polarizing figure whose leadership style was marked by decisiveness and authoritarian tendencies, reflecting the difficult realities of governing a newly independent nation. Queen Victoria's long reign symbolized the British Empire at its zenith. Though largely a constitutional monarch, she exerted personal influence over politics, diplomacy, and the shaping of a global empire. Her role as matriarch extended beyond Britain, with her descendants sitting on thrones across Europe, earning her the nickname, the Grandmother of Europe. Queen Isabella I of Castile was a patron of exploration, funding Columbus's voyage that changed the world. Her marriage to Ferdinand united Spain and launched the Spanish Inquisition, shaping European history dramatically. Her decisions had far-reaching consequences, from the conquest of the Americas to religious persecution, illustrating the complex legacy of female rulers. Empress Matilda's claim to the English throne sparked a civil war known as the Anarchy. Though she never ruled, her fight paved the way for her son's dynasty, highlighting the fierce struggles women faced in medieval politics. These stories share a common thread: women who, despite restrictions, found ways to wield power, shaping history in ways often unacknowledged. Their legacies remind us that influence is not always visible but can be decisive. Power behind the throne often changed the course of nations, proving that history's real architects are not always the ones we expect.